Okay, here's me taking Enedina out of her giant hood, getting ready to free fly her for the first time, turning on her radio telemetry transmitter, and she's getting super fussy, which this bird will actually take off, and even if she's hooded. So let that be a fair warning. If you have a hooded bird, secure them, because that doesn't mean that they won't take off. And I'm unhooding her, and surprise, you're in a weird field. So I called her 3 times to the fist, I believe. Was a little nervous, wasn't sure what was going to happen. It was really warm that day. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I think I had to fix the Creance a few times because of the mud, and it was getting caught or something. Yeah, here I am trying to fix it again. I thought the road would be helpful, but it actually wasn't. But I didn't want to get hung up on a brush. So she came 3 times to the fist really quick. Then that's when those ATVs drove by, as you can see. So I had to wait. Then I set the Creance tube down to take it off of her, and she was trying to kill it. So here I am ceremoniously taking off her Creance for the very first time. Gonna free fly her. She's looking around. She started panting, and that kind of worried me a little bit. I was like, oh no, she's gonna be hot. And then I'm trying to get to that soft green grass to throw the lure down. You can't really see it really well, but I just threw the lure down, and she came before I even actually got it out, but I could hear her coming. So I threw it out real quick. So I didn't get very far away, which is kind of a good thing, I guess. And so there she is, free flying on the lure, and she was a very good girl. I'm so bummed that this stupid video was all done in hyper speed for whatever reason, and there's no audio, so that's why I'm doing it after the fact. But you can see she's calmly eating. She's mantling a little bit, normal mantling, nothing excessive. And I'm tidbitting her a little bit, and she actually turns around and looks for me. And I pick her up, and we walk back to the car. She gets a full crop, which you can see her thoroughly enjoying it all over her face. And then she also got what all the birds do after they get flown, is they get a good spritz down to get all the dust off. Cool down signals to them that they're done, cleans their feet, and then I give them their little special water concoction that's their Gatorade, and we went home, and she went home safely that day. So she now is free flying as of September 11th, 2022. Okay, little point I wanted to make. Okay, so she did drop it. So when I put her up, she still had her foot full of food, which is back here. And I am not going to take, so she had a fistful of this. And my number 1 rule is I never, ever, ever, never, ever take food away from my birds. So I put her in here. If she chose to continue to eat it, then that's her choice. If she continued to not eat it and lost interest in it, which is what I thought would happen, then, that'd be okay. You know what? I think I may just leave this for some poor, oh no, that's a lot of food. Never mind. Time to wash my hands. Okay. So, if I feel weird talking with you guys, like looking at my disgusting, looks like a homeless falconer lives in this car. So no matter what, I don't ever, ever, ever steal food from my birds, ever. And it's raining. Damn Weather Channel. Shit. So she was full. I could tell she had a ginormous crop. She was losing interest in the food, and more interested in looking around, which is what she likes to do. She's very nosy, which I also think means that she's very smart, which could be good and bad. This just came to my mind literally right now, which is one of my pet peeves, and I seem to have a lot of those. When it comes to my birds, I have a lot of pet peeves. Is I notice a lot of people, when you have your bird in a vehicle, like she's right there, and you get the car running, your car's producing carbon monoxide, and obviously people should know that that could kill you, and it could also kill your bird. So when you got your bird in the car, do not leave your car running with the windows open or the car doors open or the back hatch. Or my favorite is you know, people that use pickup trucks, and I know there's a lot of them. That's just too scary. And I actually know somebody that we were at a NAFA meet. This was, I don't know, 6 years ago. Yeah, because we're in Oklahoma City. And he had his goshawk in the back of a pickup truck. And although his car wasn't running, somebody next to him, because he, you know, ran up to the room to go get something, he wasn't gone very long. And he ran up there to go get something out of his room, and he came back. And not only was the guy next to him, which was also a Falconer, had his vehicle running next to a giant hood, was also smoking a joint right next to the truck with his goshawk in it. And he ran down there and pulled his goshawk out, and apparently the goshawk wasn't doing very well. So, I mean, the goshawk ended up being okay, but might not have been. And it wasn't very, you know, it didn't take long. So when you have your birds in the car, be very, very, very mindful of the exhaust of your vehicle and those around you. So when you pull in to like a grocery store on your way home from being out in the field, because I do that all the time. I drive right by a Whole Foods in Sedona every single time on my way home. And, you know, it's a convenient place to stop. Yeah, because I don't really like fast food. You know, don't crack your windows, because if you're in a parking lot, and I don't know if it's true anywhere else, but it certainly is very true here in Flagstaff in northern Arizona, which I have not figured out why. People, especially big diesel trucks, love, not the big semis, like just the big Ford pickup trucks, love to run their vehicles, whether they're in them or not. I don't get it. You know, we've got a climate issue as it is. Why would you add more carbon to the air if you didn't need to? Anyway, so yeah, so somebody gets their car running next to your vehicle with your windows cracked and your birds are in the car, guess what? You're gonna have a dead bird. So yeah, alright, nope. That's why I will never. I like pickups. I drove pickups my whole life when I was a teenager. Well, and Ford Broncos, the good ones. Back in the day, sounding like I'm old now, which I am. Yeah, you know, when they were real four-wheelers. So be mindful of your car exhaust. So anyway, that's my thought for the day. I thought I was done with thoughts, but I'm actually not. I actually wanted to make this point before I made the car exhaust point. So today ends her training day of exactly 6 weeks on the nose. So I want to make a point that yes, I did it in 6 weeks. I don't know if that's short. I don't know if that's long. I really don't care. What I don't want people to do is to compare their training journey, whether it be a Saker Falcon, a Kestrel, or an Eagle, for that matter. Although I figure if you're flying an Eagle, you probably know better, or, you know, probably have got enough time under your belt. Or maybe not. I've seen some Eagle Falconers do some really dumb stuff. So, I'll carry on. You know, I did it in 6 weeks. And it was in 6 weeks because that's how long it took. Had it been 3 weeks, that's how long it would have taken. If it would have been 3 months, that's how long it would have taken. So when I hear somebody bragging, like, you know, it means something, you know, yeah, off the trap to hunting in 10 days. And your point? So what? I mean, what, is that impressive? You know, yeah, that's a short time, but you made a lot of shortcuts to get there. When you bypass a lot of foundation, your bird will suffer later. You know, yeah, it's free flying, but you know, what are the manners? What is the obedience? What is the bird's health? So your bird's training journey takes as long as your bird needs. You go by your time, well, actually not your time, your bird's time, and you manage that. Do not let, woo! There's that four-wheel drive part I was talking about. Don't let any of these falconers that think that they are, you know, somehow better because they can do it in 10 days off the trap, or, you know, 2 weeks, you know, off the trap. Yeah, don't let them bully you. You know, it's not their bird. You know, 2, 3, 4, 20 years from now, they're not going to be hunting with that bird. So what do you care what they think? You do what's right by your bird, and your bird's journey takes as long as it takes. And take your time, do it right, lay a solid foundation. Just like if you build a house, if your foundation sucks, everything else about the house sucks, and you will forever have problems. So lay the proper foundation. It takes as long as it takes. And just like the same thing with weight. You know, today she was at 1040. If you have a female sacred falcon and she's, you know, 1150, that's her flying weight. There is no, you know, recipe. There is no cookbook that tells you how to do it, and that's what they should. They are at the weight that they're at, and their journey takes as long as it takes for them. So I just want to make sure, because, you know, I've been talking about a lot about, oh, day this, day this. That's just to keep track, so you guys, you know, can keep track of her progress. But, you know, today, coincidentally, ends exactly 6 weeks. I actually think she was probably ready a week ago, but, you know, I wanted to wait because I wanted the ideal circumstances. I wanted it to be cooler, I wanted no wind, and I just wanted the perfect circumstances. So your bird's journey takes as long as it takes. Don't let anybody tell you any different.